Hey everyone, today I am going to finally be doing my 500 subscriber Q&A special. I've been collecting your questions over the week, and now it's time to see what I think of them. So without further ado, let's get going. First on the list is from Henry, and they ask, do you get bored for playing Summer Whales too much? Well, sometimes I do get bored, like after I play a lot of admin servers, I'll sometimes get burned out, but most of the time I just play it because there's always some new adventure every day. The next question comes from the Tier 4 Bridge, and they ask, worst decision ever made in Summer Whales? Probably getting kicked from an admin server for derailing an admin local. I will never make that mistake again. Single Chuck Shea Studio asks, which one of your films are you the most proud of? I'd say either Game Test the Killer 1 or Game Test the Killer 2. Those ones were really took a long time to make, and I'm pretty proud of them. California Rail Fan, or the California Robloxian, I'm sorry about that, asks, what is your opinion on guacamole? It's pretty good. I've had it before, but I like salsa better. Tina Solonen, sorry if I mispronounced that, asks, what do you think of Finland? Well, I've only been there like once since was stuck in the airport 6 hours, so I don't really know much about it. Maybe one day I'll go back there, but who knows. Neom Lede asks, why do you do row scale and why do you like whales? Well, originally I did row scale because I couldn't really set up a big model train, and row scale is basically like the model trains of Roblox because I could fit it. And why do I like whales? Because I always find something new, and I'm really integral part. Well, I'm not integral, but I really like the community a lot. They're pretty cool people. Gal Rio asks, what's the story behind your Discord name, UCDes? Well, originally it started because of Roblox. My Roblox username was UCDes. I don't remember how I got it. It might have been auto-generated, if Roblox even does that, or I just randomly typed it in, cause why not? But to this day, it's my name, and I'm well known for it. Burnt Bonnie asks, is Knickerbocker going to return to the Game Test the Killer series? You'll have to find out on part 3 when it comes out, probably this fall or something like that. Okay, so these next two questions come from Joe the Hyena, and he asks, will movies be made of other games? And also, who is your favorite Whales character? To answer your first question, it all depends if the game is popular enough and if it has a tool that can remove my mouse. That's probably the biggest thing I need. And for your second question, it used to be John Henry, but I've started to like Richmond and Eustace more. Jack Buckwalter asks, what about your alliance with the Somewhere Geo team, and what do you plan to do with them? Well, that was mainly Weaponized Toast wanted to be a part of that alliance, and I decided why not. What will I do with them? Mostly help them to promote their videos and other stuff. KPEVG7.3 says, hell. Okay, moving on. Smithset111, sorry if I mispronounced that, asks, what was your inspiration to make Summer Whales videos? Well, originally I got inspired because I was fooling around one day and made one of the cars, specifically the Roadster, drive without a driver, aka an RC car. Eventually I decided, hey, how about I post this online, because at that point my channel was kind of dying. I hadn't really, well, I had gains, actually it was kind of growing at that point. I had been making a lot of stop motion animations, or I should say my sister had been, because all I did was edit them. And I finally decided to make some gaming video, because I had made a few in the past, but they weren't popular. And ever since then, Whales has kind of been the main thing for my channel. Doris Vasala23 asks, question, what's the best locomotive, and also what inspired you to make Whales movies? To answer your first question, Eustace or Richmond, although, yeah, or Gary's actually close there. And for your second question, the thing that inspired me is actually when I was fooling around with Game Test and Gilder when Game Test was first released. I took him and threw Saltine over the edge, and well, then I've tried a few other locomotives. He finally failed with Gilbert, and then I decided to write a script about it, and that's how that happened. Rendico says, congrats on 500 subs. To be honest, you deserve it more for your video quality. Thank you very much, Rendico. I'm sorry if I pronounced that name. And I feel like that soon people will appreciate it. Casey Greeny asks, question, do you have any favorite undrivable engines of summer Wales? I'd say maybe Tram is my favorite. He's probably the only one I have driven, so I've got a bias against that. Or a bias for him, I guess. Next up is John Greeny, who has the most questions out of anyone here. I think it's about 15. Yeah, it's 15 questions. So, let's start with number 1. Question, do you think the introduction of diesels in real life was a good or bad thing? I mean, it was a pretty good thing since steam engines were really starting to get outdated, and the introduction of electrics and diesels allowed for more efficient power. Question 2, have you ever read the Railway series? No, I have not. Question 3, will you ever do a live stream? Maybe if I ever get the motivation to. Question 4, what's your favorite Thomas character? Either Thomas or James, I guess. Either one of those two is pretty good. Question 5, do you have plans to make a long movie? I try to make my movies longer and longer as time goes, but I don't want to make something like a 1-hour movie because that could take maybe a year to produce. Question 6, what's your favorite food? Either potato chips or hot turkey sandwiches. Question 7, if you were to change one thing about summer Wales, what would it be? Probably the community. I mean, like, a lot of the kids there are kind of cringy and pretty rude half the time. Question, how many steam engines have you seen in real life? I've seen a couple of them. I've seen a couple of them. I've seen them at the Sugar Pine Railroad, at the Jamestown Railroad, at the Disneyland Railroad, and yeah, I think I've seen a few more. How well do you know the admin's devs? It's not like I know them that well. I mean, I'm friends with Harry, but that's that's about as close as I get. Question, what will you do if Summer Whale stops updating? Not much. It's pretty good as it is, and as long as Roblox doesn't break it, I'll still keep playing it. Question 9, do you like making videos? Yes, I do like making videos, but sometimes I get bored of certain videos. Question 10, do you like silent films? I've watched a few in the past. They're pretty good. I like the talkies. Question 11. Which one do you like better, tank engines or tender engines? I have to go with tender engines. I just like tender engines a lot. Question 11. How much of Summer Wales lore do you know? I know basically all of it. I mean, sure I couldn't like name everything off the top of my head, but I know a lot of it since I was in the community during its creation. And finally, question number 12 or 13. What's your favorite admin engine in Summer Wales? It either has to be Union Pacific Big Boy 4006 or Tram. Those are some big ones I've seen. Could even be Marley because he's like a one-time deal car I saw like long time ago. I like a lot of them actually. D8059 Productions asks, question, do you like British trains? If so, which one is your favorite? Congrats on 500 by the way. Yeah, I do like some British trains. My favorite? Oh dear, it's either the Intercity 125 or maybe even the Hush Hush class. Those are some really interesting and cool ones. And even though the Hush Hush or the LMS 10,000 class was, I think it's the LMS 10,000 I recall, is bad, it's still a pretty cool design. Hallboy1YT Productions asks, question, would you ever film movies and other games is just Wales? Question 2, would you ever collab with another YouTuber for a shorter film? To answer your first question, it all depends if it has the proper equipment and if I like it enough and I'm inspired enough to make a movie. And for your second question, I might collab with another YouTubers. I did have plans to collab with I did have some plans, but it fell through. But who knows? Maybe we'll see another collab. Saxon 4, I believe? That's a 4, right? K Productions asks, question, do you have any problems with the Summer Wales community? Yes, I have so many problems with them. Mainly the fact that they keep putting me down and bullying me, and oh yeah, there's the fact that they always just, whenever they realize I'm a YouTuber, they go crazy and want me to film for them. It's not the greatest. Question, what's your favorite Summer Wales locomotive? Well, I already answered this. It's Eustace, Richmond, Gary, Spitfire, or Rutley. It's one of those. It depends on how I'm feeling that day. And will I make films with other train games too? As I've already stated, if it has the proper equipment, I might be able to, and if I'm inspired enough, yeah. Yugi NNUFY Studio, sorry if I mispronounced that, said, what is the inspiration behind the name Spy House Studios? This actually came around from Treehouse Comics, if any of you guys know that from the Captain Underpants series. Me and my sister originally wanted to make comics similar to that, but we didn't want to go Treehouse because it would be plagiarizing. So instead we went with Spy House because, well, we had this idea of having like this elevated house on some like rickety wood table, which never went through. But Spy House, we eventually just decided to call it Spy House because we thought it was cool, and to this day we've used it for everything that is studio related. Well, that's the end of this video. Thank you all for sticking around to the end, and thank you all for everyone who submitted the questions. I might do another Q&A in the future if I'm up to the task and people want me to. Anyway, hope you all are doing well, stay safe, and I shall see you all later.